pour into the idea of there is something better. And the only way that you're going to be able to explore the different possibilities of what's better for you is if you acknowledge, I'm having a change of heart. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think this is for me anymore. And you change your mind about this thing. Hey y'all, it's Megan May and this is Transparency, where we keep it real about our growing pains and all the beautiful moving parts of life that may not be the most glamorous but shape us into who we are today. So if you're ready for some introspection and evolution, go ahead and lock in by hitting the subscribe button. And if anything I says resonates with you, you can leave me a comment and or like so I know we see each other. So today I wanted to talk about it being okay to change your mind. And I chose this topic because I feel like I'm a very indecisive person at times. And I think it's because I overthink a lot. I be trying to analyze every single thing, all the things that could go right, all the things that could go wrong, all the pros, all the cons. And sometimes I still be feeling like I've made the wrong decision. But I feel like there has been times where I would feel like I made the wrong decision, but I'm scared to change my decision and take a different path or take a different approach, because I do feel like society kind of created this idea that changing your mind, not even often, just the idea of changing your mind and not being firm in a decision or not taking a stance on a decision means that you're weak. Like, it shows the signs of weakness. It shows a sign of you just being indecisive, unreliable. There's so many negative associations with people that change their mind. And I really want to understand deeper why that is the case, because realistically speaking, I feel like it's natural to change your mind. Everyone might not express their change of heart, express their change of ideals, express their change in beliefs, but it's natural to change your mind because, you know, the more information that you absorb, the things that you learn, the experiences that you go through, the people that you meet, all create the way that you see the world and create a different way of thinking for you. So you might think one thing at a time, and as time goes by and you have different experiences in life and you have different conversations and you develop more knowledge, you change your mind. And I really want to encourage my listeners and my community to be empowered to do so without fear of it having a negative connotation or association on your character, because you're not weak, you're not indecisive if you decide, hey, this no longer aligns, this no longer resonates, this is not how I think about things anymore. You're just being a human, like a human being, a regular person. So yeah, let's dive into why it's okay to change your mind. So for those of us who are going after our goals, going after our dreams, which I believe is anybody listening or watching this, I feel like, you know, when you're going after something, whether it's weight loss or weight gain, whether it's pursuing a different career path, whether it's pursuing new hobbies, getting back on the dating scene, whatever change you're trying to make in your life, every time that you talk to somebody, anything that you listen to, anything that you read, is always going to preach about consistency. And that is really the key. Consistency is genuinely the key to making any type of drastic or minute change in your life. I 100% agree with that. But in instances where you feel like, okay, I've been pursuing this thing for quite some time, I'm not really seeing the results, and I don't even know if it aligns with me anymore. I don't feel that same passion. I don't feel that desire. And I'm just doing this to say that I did it. I'm just doing it to say that I've seen this thing through. But I really don't even care to see this thing through anymore. That is an instance where you would need to change your mind and be confident in doing so. Because at this point, you've already invested all this time, yes. But you invested all of that time with the fire under your ass and the desire burning in your heart, feeling like, oh my gosh, you know, regardless of how rough of a process or a journey this is, I can't wait to see how this thing pays off. And if not a matter of you just being discouraged because you feel like it's not happening soon enough, and you genuinely deep down inside yourself know, like, this process that I've been on, this journey that I've been on, is revealing things to me that shows me, like, I don't really feel like this is for me. I thought that I wanted this until I've realized that it comes with X, Y, and Z, and those are things that don't align with me. Those are things that don't really sit well with me, so I no longer care to pursue this thing. You should be able to change your mind confidently regardless of whatever scrutiny, whatever criticisms that outside people are going to come at you with, because if you keep on doing the thing because you want the praises of the world, or you want people to see you as somebody that can finish what they started, despite it not really sitting well with you and you not feeling happy about whatever end result this would deem you, then you're essentially just wasting time. The 4 years that you put into it already is not the waste of time, but once you come to that realization and you put in another 2, 3, even months, even if it's just a matter of months, you might think like, oh, you only had 3 months to go, you should have just seen it through. But if you don't even care for this outcome anymore, deep down inside, you know this is not something that you want anymore, then that's not a waste of time. Because in that time, those 2-3 months, you know, I'm using that so that it can seem like, oh, you know, people that will argue like, oh, well, 4 months of an investment, you could have just went ahead and invested those 3 more months. But no, the point is, 4 years of an investment brought you to this realization. You would have never had an idea that, oh, I don't want this for myself anymore, if you didn't invest those 4 years. But now that you have that understanding and you're confident in your decision, okay, let's use these 2-3 months to pivot. Let's use these 2-3 months to reassess what exactly is it that I really truly want. It's not a matter of being consistent anymore. You've been consistent for 4 years, and the consistency brought you to this explanation that this is something that you don't want, and that's fine. You can change your mind. So cool, let's say you did go ahead and change your mind, and now you're sitting here trying to see, like, what exactly is something that probably shared a similarity in the thing that you was once pursuing, that you feel like is more catered to you, is going to resonate better with you. What is something that you feel like you can now focus your time and your energy into that, you know, will bring you the result or the outcome, or, you know, the ending that you so deeply desired and that you was longing for, that got you on your initial journey to begin with? Well, it'll probably require more research. It will probably require some time alone. It will probably require you to go ahead and experience different things in life. Maybe it's going and traveling so you could be exposed to different cultures. Maybe it's getting on the dating scene, or just being more social and meeting new people that have different perspectives from yours. Maybe it's developing a hobby of reading different types of books, different types of genres. Maybe it's just curating a whole different routine for yourself. Something of that nature. Something that's just different from what you've been consistently doing all this time. And cool, let's say you took that approach. You decided, yeah, you know, regardless of how it's going to seem to the outside public, the outside eye, I'm going to go ahead and just do this for me. I'm going to go ahead and pivot and try something different. I'm going to go out here and experience different things, create different possibilities for myself, and create different theories, create different creative possibilities, like whatever. You decide that you're going to go ahead and do this and take a different approach to life. You're not even going to realize the ways in which you're stretching yourself until you're back in a new process of pursuing something different. And I feel like that's happened with me a lot of times. Like, when you're in it, sometimes you don't even give yourself credit for how far you've come, because you don't even realize how much you've changed, how much you've grown. But that is something that changing your mind offers you. It offers you the ability to stretch yourself and to find different ways in which you can present yourself to the world. Find different ways where you could create a whole different identity from what everyone else already knows you to be. And of course, that's if that's something that you want. Like, if you don't care to be known or seen as anything different than you've already been cared or known to. Wait, did I say that right? If you don't care to be known as anyone different from what everyone already knows you to be, then cool. This is not for you. But if you feel like, you know, the way that you've been showing up in this world and the things that are associated with you are things that you no longer care to have associated with you, is a way that you no longer care to show up in this world, then the only real way for there to be a change is for you to change your mind. Okay, I don't want to sit here and continue pursuing this degree because I don't care. I don't want to continue dating this same person because I don't care. I don't want to stick here in this same career because I don't care to see the end result of this thing. This doesn't resonate with me anymore. And when Lexi was on the show, she talked about how she had a corporate job and she was doing really good at her job and she was getting compensated pretty well for her job. But she realized, like, day after day, she was just doing something that was unfulfilling, something that she didn't have a passion for. And I love that. I love that. And I feel like it takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of honesty with oneself to say, hey, you know, regardless of the investment, the time, because think about it. This is something, and I'm using Lexi as an example because if you're somebody that tunes in on a regular, and even if you don't, this is your first time here, you can go back and watch the episode about feminine energy and listen to her story. But imagine somebody going to school for 4 years to pursue a degree, getting something in their field, working in that field for another 2-3 years, and then deciding like, hey, this is not something that I want to spend the rest of my life doing. And this is something that I can applaud millennials and Gen Z. I feel like we're the type where we don't care about company loyalty. We don't care about how other people are going to see us or perceive us. Like, I feel like we actually do a relatively good job at saying, hey, this no longer works for me. I don't want to do this anymore, and I'm walking out. When it comes to our careers, but when it comes to things like relationships, I don't know if I could, you know, applaud us for that the same, because I feel like a lot of people are scared to start over. Even if your mind changes and you realize this is not something that you no longer want, I feel like a lot of people are scared to start over. You don't want to get back on the dating scene. You don't want to meet new people. You don't want to meet new friends because you're comfortable with what you have going on, even if it's uncomfortable for you. But I'm here to encourage you to pour into the idea of there is something better, and the only way that you're going to be able to explore the different possibilities of what's better for you is if you acknowledge, I'm having a change of heart. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't think this is for me anymore. And you change your mind about this thing. Maybe you thought that you wanted to pursue one degree, like let's say accounting, for example, and then you're taking all of these classes, you're realizing like, I don't really like dealing with numbers as much as I thought I did. But you realize in your spare time, you seem to always be doing something more on the creative side of things. So go ahead and pursue those passions and see if there's something there. See if it's something that you would want to make a career out of there. Because also too, I've realized myself that in the process of changing my mind, that there are things that I sometimes pursue and I feel like, oh, I love this, I'm passionate about this, but I wouldn't necessarily want to make a career out of this because I wouldn't want anyone else to have a say on how I should go about doing these things. And that's important as well. But going back to the idea of just stretching yourself and allowing yourself to grow, there's going to be no growth if you feel like you have to stand firm in your first idea, in the first way that you once went about a thing, in the first way that you pursued a thing, or the first thing that you've ever pursued. There's no growth that's going to take place from you just feeling like you have to stand firm on that. You cannot deviate from that plan, and you have to just follow that all the way through, regardless of what your intuition and what you feel deep down is telling you, like, this is not for you. And I also just want to make the point of change being a good thing. Change is inevitable, and change is a good thing. Like, think about just history in itself, with all the inventions and all the different things that come as we evolve, especially with technology. I feel like that's a perfect example. If we just stuck to the idea of how things were originally, and we just was like, oh, I don't feel like this could be done a better way, this is so good, there couldn't possibly be anything better, then we wouldn't be where we are today with technology or with anything. Like, obviously there are some things that I feel like are moving backwards, but we won't get into that. But yeah, just think about things from that perspective. Like, the more that we evolve, the more that we come into ourselves, the more experiences that we go through, our thoughts are going to change, our perspectives are going to change, our stances on things are going to change. The more people that we meet, the more that we open up our hearts and our minds to being more receptive to what's going on around us, we're going to change our minds, and it's completely okay. Now, before I close, I do just want to say I am not at all encouraging you to just go about life willy-nilly thinking like, oh, I'm gonna do this, nope, it didn't work, I'm gonna go do this, nope, it didn't work. That's not at all what I'm encouraging here. Give things an honest shot. Put in real, honest, genuine effort into things and see how things start to progress. Allow your mind to be challenged and see if this is something that you really feel like is something you want to continue to give your mind, your heart, your energy, your time into. And when things are hard, that is not the time to say, oh, I don't think this is for me. You have to really allow yourself to be challenged and see how you can go about overcoming the challenges. But as you're being taught different lessons through your failures, through your experiences, at those points you can then start to assess, like, is this really resonating with me? Is there a higher purpose here? Like, am I doing this just out of vanity at this point, or is this something, like, is there something bigger that I'm going after, that I know I have to go through these challenges and I know I have to endure certain circumstances to get to the bigger picture? You got to be honest with yourself in your pursuits throughout this life. But I just want you to know that if you do deviate from your original plan and you feel like, oh, I don't want to do this anymore, this doesn't align with me anymore, this doesn't resonate with me anymore, there's nothing wrong with that if it's an honest, true, and genuine decision that you've made after going after the thing and realizing that it's not for you. Because some things just aren't for us, but we don't know that until we give it a try, and that's okay. But be consistent, go after it wholeheartedly, and just be honest with yourself. Make a record of how certain things make you feel, whether it's going after certain goals or being in certain social clubs or social settings, being in certain environments, being around certain people, being in certain relationships, being a part of a certain career path. Be honest with yourself and do regular check-ins with yourself to see how these things make you feel. And if you feel like there's a decline in enthusiasm and passion, then that's when you start to think like, maybe I need to pivot, maybe I need to try something else, maybe I need to see what commonalities are found in this field, and maybe I should try this that's like a little bit adjacent or a little bit similar, and see if that works better for me. But I just wanted to come and say that for my indecisive girlies, the girlies that struggle with making decisions or feeling like they can't really backtrack out of a decision because they told their friends, they told their family, the world knows, girl, none of that matters. None of that matters. At the end of the day, and this is something that I keep having to remind myself of, we only have one life. And so who cares what the people in the background are going to say? Anybody that's not in your physical body is in the background. Your mama, your cousin, your sister, your brother, your best friend, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever, they're all in the background of your life. So Don't allow the noise to penetrate your mind and make decisions for you. If you feel like you want to go on a different path, go on a different path. Try something else. It's never too late. Until you're gone off of the face of this earth, it's never too late to change your mind. But only change your mind once you know it's right for you. Once you feel it inside of your soul, your mind, your heart, that it's right for you. Don't give up on things too soon. And I keep having to emphasize that because that's not what I'm encouraging at all. Don't give up on things too soon because it's hard, because you're failing. No. But when the passion no longer is inside of you and the sparkle is not in your eye when you talk about these things and we're pursuing these things, then at those moments, that's when you start to consider, maybe I should try something else. And that is okay. So I'll leave you guys with that. I hope that this resonated with somebody. If you feel like it's somebody that needs this message, please share. If you liked it, you're not already subscribed, please like, comment, subscribe, add to the conversation. I hope you guys have a great weekend. And again, thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. And I'll catch you guys later. Toodles.